And we're live, I think. Hi, everybody. I'm Man of Interest.
Hey.
This week on not this week at Keyboards, just kidding, Top Clack. I'm joined by my co-host Quakeums and Paul Terry, and possibly a guest, possibly not a guest. That is to be decided. But welcome to the show. On this week of news, we have some interesting things that happened, didn't happen, and might have happened. How's everyone doing today?
I can't even load the stream.
Good.
Are we actually streaming?
Yeah, actually, I can see the chat right now. Maybe it's going to show up.
Oh man, there we go. That face when I forgot to click play.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it going.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah,
so, we were supposed to be joined by prolific artisan Binge, but we can't seem to get a hold of him, and that's just how these things tend to work.
Yeah, but...
Wouldn't be Top Clack if it was smooth, so... So here we are.
That's
you
totally
have us.
fine.
You have us, your Top Clack hosts. We don't need a guest because we're already awesome. So we will continue the show without a guest.
the show must go on.
I mean, we could probably get more people on board at some point. Like the board style, have like 4 or 5 people going on, but...
I don't know, that gets kind of cluttered though.
It does get a bit cluttered. I mean, look at our stream window. I mean, most of our windows are already taken up by us 3. I do have one that's made for 6 people, but... Yeah, I mean, it does get quite cluttered with a lot of people. But, regardless, what have you guys been up to this week for keyboards-related things?
For me, it's been an incredibly busy week. I have the Seattle meetup coming up in just 2 days, actually. So I've been rushing to prepare things for that. I've built a few customs, so I can have some more firepower at the meetup. Show off some cool stuff. Just a lot of building, a lot of preparation. The Rama Bay. I do have a Rama Bay, which is pretty awesome. I did a stream of the build last night. It turned out quite well. And I will put that link in the chat in just a second. But it was a really good time. And Rama Bay is pretty cool, believe it or not. Big surprise. So, can't even post in chat. What's going on here?
I don't know.
I think Twitch is just fucking up right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I see chat.
I can't... Really?
Yeah, I see chat fine.
Maybe someone else can post that.
Clear chats. I'll try that.
Mine's like still loading, so I think Twitch
Yeah.
just hates me. It also says we have 45 viewers. There's no way.
Is there?
No way.
I mean, there's no one talking in chat, as far as I can tell. But somehow.
Maybe
we do.
The chat is... No, I also see 45 viewers and no chat.
I think Twitch is just fucking with us right now, but hopefully it'll be fine.
Twitch is like, you wish you had 45.
Yeah,
Dang,
I can still
Twitch.
see the stream. So that's
I see the stream. I see chat, but I mean, I can't see chat. I can't not see chat because like I'm the account owner. I think so. I mean, I can see chat, but there's no one talking on chat.
Someone on Slack just messaged me saying that they can't chat.
They can't chat.
So that's a problem on Twitch's end then. So
yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
100% going to be a Twitch issue. Hopefully that comes back soon.
I mean, what kind of live stream without issues?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at the
Twitch is messing up.
Yeah. Okay. So when I check the viewer list, it says currently unavailable.
Twitch, please. Anyways, whatever. The show will go on. So, like I was saying, preparing for the Seattle meetup. I got a Rama Bay. It's awesome.
Nice.
Lots of hype. This is the nylon version. I don't get to keep this, unfortunately. JHM wanted me to build it and then show it off at the meetup, so I did, and I will be. So that's cool. Other than that, I've just been, building more customs. Just, waiting to show them off the meetup. I'm still amidst a current build with some these fancy Mod H switches. So that should be pretty cool. They're a little scratchier than I was expecting, so hopefully I'll get some time to lube them before the meetup. Um, you know, it's been a rush, but we got lots of stuff to give away at the meetup. It's going to be super awesome. We already have well over 100 people signed up for it, so it should be pretty awesome. If you're in the Seattle area, make sure you check out my posts and sign up and come on down, have a good time. So yeah.
How about you, Bektour? What have you been up to keyboard related this week?
Tokyo meetup. It's on. It's finally we have an event page. We have also announcements and the graphics. The keycap graphics is actually doing very well. Surprisingly well. Like I only started with a poll and we already got like really nice suggestions on the design. I wish I could post it to the chat. I can't control the chat, so I'm just going to send you guys a link, and somebody who's got a chat will probably post it.
Yeah, I don't really know how we're gonna do this because like we can't really post. I can't post anything in chat.
Also, one more thing.
I can post things in chat. They can see my chat, but I need it to be sent to me on Slack because if I move the chat screen on Skype, all of our squares will things will happen and explode.
This is silly.
But actually, there's no point in me posting the link. I will anyways, mostly because they can't like copy and paste it or even click on it.
I actually have like Facebook. Well, I mean the Tokyo Meetup co-organizer on Facebook chatting with me right now, and if you like, we can have him on the live stream. I can just ask him to a Skype call, and he could probably explain more about the meetup because he's partially working with the venue that is organized. It might be interesting.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a in the RMK Discord. There is now a Top Clack
channel.
Chat.
Yeah, there's that. It opens up every time we go live. Also,
really?
Yeah. Also, I hope we're still streaming because my OBS is just kind of frozen.
Oh, it crashed. Like.
Nope. Okay, it's back running again. So there might be a stutter in the stream. Everyone froze for like a solid 5 seconds, and then now we're moving and we're good again. But looks like we're still going.
I still can't close the chat, so I'm wondering why. It's like I haven't turned off my ad block.
Well, maybe for the time being. Okay, the stream looks good again.
Yeah.
So I guess for the time being, we can just roll with the Discord chat, that specific channel. I know it's not ideal because not everyone's in that, obviously, but
and we cannot post a link to the Twitch chat with Discord. So if you want to go to the Discord channel, you can go to our Mechanical Keyboards on Reddit, and on the sidebar to the right, there was also a link to Discord, I think.
Yes.
So you can join that, and you don't need to be approved as far as I understand, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And in there, the channel is called livestream_topclack.
Yeah, so just for the sake of saving some kind of convenience, we're just going to proceed like that is the Twitch chat temporarily until the Twitch chat is back up. I know it's not ideal, but it's better than not having chat whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, Twitch really dropping the ball. It's time to use YouTube. Actually, no, it's not the time.
I'm pretty sure the YouTube chat is like really annoying though, or something.
Yeah, I like Jackson Town Hall chat though. It's pretty fun. have you seen it? No.
No. All right. So.
All right.
Let's move on here.
What else are you doing keyboard stuff related this week? Aren't you looking for a keyboard, Bektour?
Oh, me? Yeah. So, like, I have a short announcement. If you could help me out to get a PSA VR B Mini, like the Taobao version of B Mini. I'm just looking for one. So if you have one, or you could help me out with obtaining it, let me know.
Are you using Clack to? This is like the worst episode you've ever had. Like by a mile. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, let's move on. I guess for my keyboard news, I have in 2 days the SoCal mini meetup. It's more of a luncheon. It'll be outdoors if weather permits, which it will. I checked the weather. Should be good. Yeah, just grabbing lunch and sharing keyboards with whoever shows up. And I expect only maybe half dozen to a dozen people. Just grab lunch, eat, hang out, talk about keyboards for however long. But then 2 weeks after that, on the 21st, there'll be the NorCal meetup. The official post will be going up tonight or tomorrow morning, by the way, which that will be stickied once it's out. I'll also have a little post, a little Google form, so I can take attendance, because Waz asked me to check how many people are going so they can, have enough tables and chairs for everybody. That's really important to have. As well as just know how many to expect. A nice little courtesy that we can do for Waz if you're going to be attending the meetup. I'll have more details on that post.
I count as 10 people.
I can add the co-organizer right now to our Skype call, by the way. What? Why are you silent?
I don't know.
Alright, I'm adding him.
Okay. You guys should just talk about the Tokyo meetup for a minute then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work.
Let me just adjust life.
Adjust life. No.
Nope, he went bye-bye. This episode's so bad, even he didn't want to join us. Like, another person is like, fuck this episode, no. It's just...
Oh, man. Fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, alright.
Well, I guess that's not happening.
And if in case you can contact him and want to talk more about the meetup with him, let's go to some news topics. Okay.
We have several topics to cover.
Yes.
With or without a guest.
Oh wait. There he is.
Wait.
Hey, what's up?
We should have audio. No video, though.
Yeah, we're supposed to be having audio.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Do you happen to have a webcam of sorts, or are you just gonna go with just
I
audio?
should, except technical errors for everyone around the world.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What
don't
is
worry.
happening?
We feel your pain.
It should be easy.
We probably
Come on.
couldn't be having any more issues
Just
right now.
unplug
so
it and plug it back in. I mean, yeah, at this point, like, any more issues we have, there's a higher chance an issue we have could possibly help us and hurt us at this point.
Are you on a Mac?
I am on a Mac.
And you cannot close the webcam?
Can't open it, I think.
Let me see if I can unplug and plug Skype back in.
No. That's what you do. Just turn off the Skype, type this comment in the terminal, and restart the Skype.
Oh, wait, we got him. You're good.
There we go.
Okay.
Hi guys.
Now I need to readjust the windows
Hey,
again.
what's up? Can you do a short introduction about yourself and
who you are, what you do, etc.
Sure. So, my name's Alvin. I've been here for 3 years. I run a coffee company out here, and I stumbled upon these.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Alvin. Alvin, hold on. You're
cutting out
yes.
so bad.
Cutting off. Oh.
Yeah. Can
Yes.
barely hear
Problems.
anything.
Okay. Don't know how much of that you guys caught, but I'm the
Zero.
Tokyo Meetup co-host. Hello.
Okay, now we got you.
You should be good now. You sound better now.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is this
Yep,
good?
Yep.
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 You're
Cool.
good now.
So yeah, fairly new to the keyboard community. Started about a year ago. Tokyo stumbled across these guys here because they're everywhere. And then slowly started going down the rabbit hole, working on my own projects. Not quite around the bay, but someday. Yeah. So I work in coffee. I run a coffee company out here, and also happen to be a bit of a keyboard geek. So nice to meet all you guys, and nice to put some faces to all you guys on the forum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe we should talk about Meetup for a few minutes. Yeah. So like we finally got the venue owner to respond. Now we have a page.
Yeah.
So I mean I haven't been to the makerspace we were at. Can you tell more about it?
Sure. So friends of mine out here run this place called Fab Cafe. So not only is it fabulous, but it's basically a coffee shop that has a ton of fab gear, right? So it has 3D printers, laser cutters, it has a UV printer, it has tons of stuff, and it's this really cool space in Tokyo where you can just hang out and make things together. So they've been very generous just to open up the space to us. So it's going to be pretty big. They have 2 floors, and we get to hang out there the whole day and just take it over. So you're looking to meet the community out here, also to use the laser cutter to make some plates and see what we can do, and hopefully 3D print some keycaps on the spot. So I think it should be fun, and thanks Bektour for helping put all this together too.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited because like I totally didn't expect Boss Gamer to approach me about the dice ups because I mean he probably did approach me at some point, but I forgot. And then like when I posted the meetup post on
You're too
Reddit,
famous, man. Hey, Bektour, no, who are you, man? Do you know who I am? I'm Top Clack.
Yeah, he just
I run this shit.
He just messaged me that he wanted to do the dice ups, and I was pleasantly surprised because like before that I was expecting to use the dice subber from Tokyo, and even though I appreciate his services, the guy from Tokyo is very expensive. So yes. if we could help, if like Boss Gamers like agreed to help us to kind of like not stretch our budget or use our budget in other places as well. So I think we're going to do the Tokyo Meetup dice ups and 3D printed keycaps. It would be nice. We're also going to have a bunch of presentations and talks as well on top of that.
Yeah, and we'd love to pull some folks in from Topre or anyone else who's actually, I guess, working on Japanese keyboards out here. And maybe you guys could do a live stream.
Yeah, well, live stream would be interesting because it's going to be around the same time as actually Top Clack is happening.
Right.
Except it's to be on Sunday instead of Friday. Well, Friday Japanese time, so it's Sunday Japanese time. So it's Saturday
US.
US time. Yeah, right. So, yeah, I think live stream would work.
Yeah, if we can make it work, cool. If we can't, whatever. That's just what it is. Theoretically, I think we are doing a live Top Clack when I get to California for the NorCal meetup. Huey and I will
very cool.
We'll be together at last.
So what format do you guys have going for the like the California meetup? Is it like is bringing the community together? You guys have boards? Are you guys doing talks? Like, yeah. I mean, trying to.
Huey, you're muted.
No, we don't really have talks, but the only like real formal things we've had in the past are soldering demonstrations, Switch mod demonstrations, and the raffle, of course. But it's mostly for us. It's mostly a community get together. It's kind of for how, the way I see it is, it's kind of like getting 50 to 100 friends in the room, enjoying pizza, hanging out, looking at each other's keyboards, trying out different keyboards with other people's permission, of course, and just talking about the state of the industry. Because when you pull together, 50 to 100 people who are all interested in the same hobby, you could imagine, people can just talk their ears off about keyboards, like, past the meetup. At the last NorCal meetup, me and some of the members of WAS were, like, just sitting in the corner looking at these 5 guys who stayed, like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes after. Like, everyone already left. It was all desolate. We're just staring at these 5 guys who are just, like, completely oblivious to the fact that the meetup had ended. They're just still talking about keyboard stuff. And one guy's even, like, still soldering there, and we're like,
For a real enthusiast, the meetup never ends.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's great that you guys are so enthusiastic, but these guys at WAS, like, they have to go home.
They have to call the office.
But that's how the California
Yeah.
meetups typically go. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and because of that, it's pretty nice.
I mean,
excited
Alvin,
for it.
you're from the same area, so have you been to California meetup yet?
No, I haven't. I need to make it out there. Kind of really surprised and blown away, like how many meetups are happening around the world, and it's super humbling to see how active the whole community is, right? From everyone from Desk Authority to GeekHack and RMK. It's like, holy crap. I was talking to Bektour earlier. You're going to the one in Denmark or somewhere?
Yeah, like I tried messaging Joris Boyers, who is organizing it, and he haven't replied to me yet, but he said he's going to look into organizing it in February. And when he's going to organize that, it's basically like just across the border from the town I'm going to be at, so I'm hoping to drop by and maybe for a day and visit.
Very
So
cool.
that'd be very nice. Also, like in Amsterdam, there's a voting office, and the Analog Keyboard, the company that supported Tokyo Meetup last year. So if I get a chance, that would be nice to visit them as well. And also, there's Cooler Master. I think Cooler Master is an American-owned company, but they also have a EU office in Netherlands. So
Yeah, that's where Joris hosted the. Wait, he hosted a meetup out there, right?
yep.
Yep.
But I wasn't sure about the town, so
It was at Cooler Master
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I was trying to remember the name of the town or the city or whatever, but I'm just drawing blanks now.
Oh, speaking of one meetup thing related, I forgot to add earlier. I'm just going to interject this here randomly. For the NorCal meetup, if you're going to attend and you're able to attend, I'm also going to have a separate sign-up sheet, which is a after meetup dinner party. If you can attend, and please only put your name down if you can attend, because I'm probably going to put a reservation somewhere, and I don't want to put a reservation for 20 people and only having 10 of us walk in, because that's embarrassing and rude to the restaurant. But if you can, that'd be awesome. Brian and I will be there. We're not going to pay for your food, of course. But hey, if you want to, have dinner and hang out with us after the meetup, because meetups really never end in a way, then that'd be cool. There's this little thing that's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to go to a restaurant or we're just going to stop by, In-N-Out and grab animal-style double-doubles and fries, or that's to be decided. But I just want to gauge how many people are going to go. So look out for that too on the posts.
So, Bektour, we should probably do something similar and have like a massive after party, like Japan style, where we just get massive.
Well, we're going to see how many people are going to be there in first place, but last year's, this is what I was hoping to do, but like after maybe 4 or 5 hours of talking about keyboards, people got tired and left home. This is Japan.
Fair enough.
Talked all the keyboard out of them. Come on.
Yeah. Like people we got a stuff to do, but no party, no thank you.
See, I'm all about an after party. Like after the Seattle meetup, I'm probably gonna go get wasted with a bunch of keyboard nerds. like it's Seattle. That's just like what you do.
I mean, I'm sure everyone from the last NorCal meetup, or from California meetups in general, can attest to how much I love to party. After the last NorCal meetup, I flew off a cliff. That's all.
What?
Hopefully on a Segway
No,
with a keyboard attached.
I wish. That was a very dark joke, but it's okay. It was at my own expense.
When you broke your wheel force?
Oh wait, are you talking about your accident?
Yeah, my accident.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that.
Pity after party of one.
Womp.
All right, so segueing from meetups for a minute, Alvin, you're pretty active in the community. You follow up with a lot of the news that comes out.
Definitely, for sure. I mostly on the Reddit side more. Started off on GeekHack, but somehow ended up falling into the Reddit a bit more.
Yeah.
It seemed a little more active on GeekHack. GeekHack somehow slowed down for a bit, huh?
Yeah,
Wasn't posting as often.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. Let's talk about this. Was posted, or teasers of this were posted on RMK, but it started in Death Authority. Man, I can't post in Twitch chat, and it's really freaking annoying.
Yeah, right?
Are you, Alvin, are you currently in the RMK Discord?
Let me hop on.
Yeah, we have a Top Clack, a live stream _ Top Clack channel that we're currently using for as a replacement to Twitch chat for the time being, because Twitch chat is broken right now.
It's just fail. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna post the link there.
I'm also
This
going to
is-
repost it on Skype.
Okay, yeah, that works too. I just posted in the Discord. But this is Leandrin's new project. It's a 60% drop-in case called the Fjell, Fjell. That either means mountain in Norwegian or is a mountain in Norway. It's like one of those two things. But it looks like a really awesome case. I'm really excited for it. It's very high profile. It's a ton of metal. It's an aluminum case. He's showing it here in purple, and it looks fantastic.
He's got extra plates on the bottom, which is like it already.
Ooh.
Yeah, it already looks heavy, but he got like extra plates.
Extra weighted plates inside of it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there is a cutout in the bottom of the case for a proprietary weight that I'm sure he is getting branded, and I think there might be a stainless steel and a brass option or something like that. Either way, apparently it's going to be fantastic. I believe the case itself, with the weight, is going to be somewhere along the order of like 4.5 pounds or something like that, which just for a case is pretty hefty.
So, fun fact, I just looked up Fjell. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's either one of two things. Either he named it after an IKEA queen-size bed with storage, or that's the municipality in Norway that he lives in, or is near.
He lives in Hagen, I think.
Fjell
that
is a
means
municipality
Not-
in Hordaland County, Norway, and is a part of the traditional district of Midhordland. So it's a place.
Yeah, our Norwegian is bad.
It also means, I think it also
Oh,
means a
yeah.
mountain as well.
Okay, yeah, because before he named it Fjell, he was calling it the mountain.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like
So-
Game of Thrones, a mountain.
Yeah. That's anyways, I think it looks pretty darn fantastic personally. I can't wait to get one, hopefully. What do you guys think about this case? It's a little bit different with all like the angles and such.
It's really cool. I love the bezel on that thing. You know, I really you know, there's a lot of folks who really hate bezel on cases, and it's something I've never really gotten. You know, and personally, like the case and cutaways, that's a big part of totally.
So much bezel.
So much bezel. Yeah. Because the case it's such a cool part of the keyboard, right? And I think without the bezel, you don't get to really appreciate a lot of it. And this is cool where it's not as huge as say like the Ducky Mini or something, but just the right amount.
Yeah, definitely. What about you guys, Bektour, Huey? How do you feel about?
I think we should stop calling it bezel and call it omnidirectional wrist rest.
for when you type like this.
Yeah, just you turn it around and you still got a wrist rest going. But yeah, actually, I like this case. I mean, I'm usually kind of like a no bezel person, but I think this case is right on the border of being like between no bezel and too much bezel. It's kind of like
It's also
right.
because of the angular cuts. It's a lot different from what we would traditionally call just like a thick bezel or something. Like it's not just flat. There's actually there's curves and angles to it, so it gives it a more kind of artistic appeal. Which I guess you kind of need to do something like that to differentiate yourself from just thick.
I wish you could do that in a single shot plastic, because
man.
I mean on a cheaper keyboard that would be really, really nice. It actually reminds me of the case on any Pro keyboard, because it actually looks awfully familiar to any Pro. Let me find it.
Is it the Annie? I always thought it was the Anne or the. I guess it is.
Oh
Annie.
yeah, and Pro.
His English is just.
His English is a mix of places.
Yeah.
It's 8 a.m. here. Cut me some slack.
You've always called it the Edna Pro.
Yeah.
I love the way you say it personally. I even catch myself saying it like that.
I just watched too much of Hydraulic Press. The co-host on Hydraulic Press is Anne. So.
Oh. Yeah, like in America, that's just Anne. It's just one syllable.
Yeah. Well.
But we're lame here in America.
Too bad.
I'm kind of curious how to pronounce the other Chinese word, the not poo, nok poo,
no poo,
Nopo.
Nopo.
Wait.
Well, I'm American, so I'm just gonna say not poo.
No
Right,
poo.
It's N-O-P-P-O-O, okay? In English, the first part is N-O-P, nop. Second part is P-O-O, poo.
That's what I say.
America!
Fair.
Not poo. But
That's fair.
I personally really like the Fjell Mountain. For me, it's kind of like if the Ducky Mini was an endgame board, because it has that bezel that goes outwards. It's nice. I like it. I like it. I'd get one. Yeah, I'd get one.
Yeah, I'd get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I posted it on the Discord channel, but basically the case for Anne Pro looks really similar to... Well, not exactly similar. It's like Leandrin's case is like a better iteration of that case, but otherwise the profile and the bezel kind of reminds me of it. I think that's the closest case I've seen to it, at least.
That post you linked, Bektour, PTB keycaps. Can you tell me a bit about PTB keycaps?
Bektour always has the best sources. For PTV. Yes. You gotta proxy me some of those, man.
For fulfilling your needs better.
No?
That's some good English right there.
Anyways, wrapping up on the Fjell a little bit. He's still getting prototypes made. He still has samples coming in. So there's no set in stone date for a group buy or whatever he's planning to do. He is ballparking the price to be between 200 and 250 USD. So not the cheapest case in the world, but the design is good. It's a lot of metal. The engine's cool guy, so I think the price seems fine. Apparently shipping should be fairly cheap worldwide, because that's kind of what he likes to do. And there should be a chrome-plated steel weight version too, which is kind of neat.
Nifty.
If I get this board, I'm building it in ISO in his honor.
If I get this board, I won't build it in ISO, because I don't care about ISO.
I don't care about it either, but I'm still going to do it.
AMSI for life.
I don't actually have an ISO board, and I don't think I ever have, so...
I think I do. One of my old vintage Alps boards I found somewhere, I think might be ISO. Or some weird European Easter, I don't know. But moving on, I want to bring something up. I'm going to post it to the chat, but it is Vermillo. They're doing the magnesium alloy boards. They just add another little teaser today, this big long-ass image.
I'm a kind of sucker for that pastel pink one. I have no idea why.
It's
it's cool.
As they advertise, one of the world's strongest and lightest metals. I think it's cool. Magnesium isn't something commonly done. I mean it's 300 grams lighter than their aluminum version, which I guess is pretty cool. I like the colors.
Yeah, it's surprisingly not Vermillo.
Yeah, it's very unlike them, but at the same time, it's... I mean, it's kind of pricey. I think the pre-orders in Korea were like $300 US dollars per keyboard, and they're all limited edition. That's why they're doing that.
Okay.
I think they're doing like 50 keyboards.
They're not using the Comic Sans font anymore, are they? For their
no,
for
they
their logo?
are not. They've changed again.
Yes. Thank you.
Personally,
Oh,
I don't
It's
know.
like
Comic Sans is kind of cool.
I want this one that has the hearts on the spacebar. That's adorable.
yeah, right.
those are hearts. I was like, it's like blood splatter.
You're too metal for us.
It's like somebody, just cut something bleeding on them, and all right.
Looks like these will feature the Cherry MX RGB switches, so that's kind of interesting too. So it should have the SMD LEDs.
Did you guys see the post a while back where the guy did like the factory tour of the? I think it was they're making these boards.
Yeah, and they showed
actually
the failure
talked
rates
about
too. Yeah, they
Right.
showed a picture of the failure rates for magnesium and making these boards. It was like 90% success. So one of every 10 boards they made, they had to throw out because it wasn't to spec, and they just recycled the magnesium because they can just melt it down again, which was
Right,
cool.
and I thought it was super cool that the cases were they weren't CNC, they're basically like die cast, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty unique, I think, right? Not so many
Yeah.
folks doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's good. I'm usually a fan of like heavier keyboards because I don't really like travel with my keyboards. Like they just stay on my desk and that's where I use them. But it's kind of nice to have the option of a lighter keyboard that is metal, so you do get some of that quality without the weight. So if you want to throw it in your bag and not have it weigh you down, it's pretty cool.
I'm one of those creepy people who travel with their keyboard, so I prefer a lighter keyboard.
Fair
So,
All right.
Okay,
What's next?
what is next? Bektour, you had a
Okay.
topic.
did I? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, pick that one.
Rama split keyboard.
Sure.
Yeah. So Rama posted a teaser of a split keyboard, and it looks pretty cool. Even though, like, after using Mistel Barocco, I kind of hate split keyboards, but I think
But
it looks
if Rama
pretty cool.
does
That's
it,
exactly. Rama
Rama
can do no wrong.
does-
Rama's he's in a way he's like the Jesus of the mechanical keyboard community. There was like a second coming, a renaissance of like nice keyboards and artwork and keycaps, all in the image of Rama. Like
Yeah, like,
future
finally don't
customs.
have
People
to
say
type
future
on
customs are like modeled in the image of the Rama keyboards or something. This would be hilarious. But I love it. I love the fact that it has that release knob that seems really cool and really
that's
mechanically
awesome.
wonderful. I like split keyboards. I mean, my favorite keyboard isn't a split keyboard, but I do like split keyboards. I have two that I use a good amount. Yeah, two. So I'm looking forward to this.
I mean, it feels like it should like make a hiss when you like pull that latch and just like
Yeah.
vent
There
gas.
better be at least like a firm clunk. You have to feel it unlock.
The pressure from like the turbocharger. Just,
Although-
like, releases
Exactly.
One
kinda
thing
blow off
I think
valves.
that a lot of people aren't commenting about because that release knob really takes the picture. Look at those giant rubber feet. Like that keyboard isn't gonna move. I'm assuming those are giant rubber feet
right.
because it'd be weird if they were anything else.
How are
Yeah,
the
on
feet
the,
on the round day?
It's kind of the
Okay.
same thing it has going on.
Giant
It's-
rubber
it's just-
strips.
Right.
Yeah, there's just two of these long rubber strips. It's really similar to what you see here in this the split keyboard, and that's what keeps it safe from your desk. Vice versa.
So shiny.
Yes. Yeah, I really like the design. I think it looks really sci-fi-ish. I
Now-
could see it somewhere in Blade Runner or Space Odyssey or whatever.
Can we tell from this picture what form factor this is?
Yeah, it's probably
60%.
Yeah,
Doesn't look too tall.
doesn't look like a 40% to me.
To me, it looks longer than a 60%.
Really?
Could be 65%. But I mean, the height
what I was-
the
Yeah.
height I see is 60% for heights.
You guys should take bets on this and see.
Well, 60 and
Yeah.
65% are the same height.
Yeah, it's just the width, the girth.
I think last year was a year of... Oh! I forgot. They should have posted that. So, like, last year on RMK we were doing predictions of things that are going to happen
In
This or
2017?
I remember Ripster
in
used to do that.
2016. In 2016, and I want to see the results because I kind of wrote that 65% keyboards are going to be all the rage, and that's exactly what happened. So, like, where's my money? I want something.
I don't know how long you guys have been paying attention, but a long time ago, Ripster used to do those like yearly predictions, and at the end of the year, he'd actually revisit his own predictions and say like, this happened, this didn't happen. I don't know why he didn't do it this year or last year, but one of the things I think I called really early, at least to myself, was there's going to be an actual Bluetooth HHKB, like not Hasu's, but a real one, and it happened. That's the only thing I really saw coming. I wish more happened in that direction.
I wish more things that I liked happened.
Why don't we see more Bluetooth keyboards? Are those just hard to manufacture? Because it's kind of a surprise that there's really
hard to ship
only, like,
internationally.
one or two.
I think is one of the big things. I think it's just people don't care.
I guess it's not that many people travel with their boards, right? So
Yeah, I feel like the battery is the biggest problem. At least with Japan Post it is. They hate batteries.
sound like you have experience there, Bektour.
Oh, I spent like 2 hours in the post office because the guy at the counter wanted to do his job really, really well, and it pissed me off. He was like going back and forth. He called his supervisor to ask about the batteries. I was like, no, just let it go.
HHKB.
Yeah, like no, just let it go, man. Nobody cares about the battery.
Like the battery's not going to like blow up like the plane that it's on.
It's not a Note 7.
I'm trying to imagine an angry Bektour at a post office in Japan. Just that needs to.
I was just super tired.
Baka!
Do you know who I am?
This isn't even my final. This isn't even my final form.
Oh man, I just want to watch Bektour yell at someone in the post office.
No, they remember me. It's a small town. I don't want to find like a dead horse in my bed or. Actually, yes.
It's gonna be like a broken keyboard in your bed.
Yeah, like broken.
This keycaps mailed, stapled onto a letter is like, we know where you live, but with keycaps instead of magazine snippets.
But if they brought me that keyboard, they do know where I live. It's like, duh. Oh, alright.
Oh my god.
I like the 2014 predictions.
Wow, that seems so far away ago.
So,
That was
here yet?
That was a whole 3 years ago.
true. I was not part of the community 3 years ago, I don't think. I think I'm about 2 or 2.5 years into this.
I remember this post. This is when I was barely into the community. But I wasn't like really like active like I am now, or like a person.
So compared, from when you guys started to where you guys are now, how much more broke are you guys?
Hold on, sorry. Before we answer that question, I was like phone out. One of the comments someone posted out 3 years ago. They predicted in 2014 you'll be able to buy a genuine Clack for under $50 on the second-hand market.
Boy, were they right.
Genuine.
Okay, but sorry. What was your question, Alvin?
Sort of related to that, how much more broke are you guys? But yeah, I think on a different topic, has anyone plotted like the price increase on Clacks over like the years? It's sort of insane.
I'm sure Ripster has, since he posts every now and then on the eBay posts of Clacks. The Topper ones usually go between 150 and 300. The MX ones usually go between 3 and 8, depending on the popularity of the color scheme.
It's kind of nuts.
I think Flarat might have actually some data because he's been doing make market reports every week. So I'm not sure if he's been watching Clacks, but he could probably give some insight on that. He's the guy who does numbers, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that, I guess, like, yeah, maybe I could invest in a Clack, and someday it'll pay off.
Yeah.
10x your, 10x whatever you got for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just reading through this 2016 prediction thread, and a lot of stuff that was mentioned here is actually it happened. It's really interesting. For instance, Leandrin says, Vortex released the poker RGB and I get a review sample. So I did release it and he got a review sample. So, yeah. More topics?
Yes.
What's next?
I have a topic. Pick me.
All right.
You with the dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Giorgio disapproves.
I'm going to copy and paste this link into the chat. It is that weird shortcut, a split ergonomic adjustable gaming keyboard, which I think is stupid. What do you guys think?
What? It's awesome.
What?
I'm just kidding. It looks fine. It looks stupid in the fact that it's not like actually like you can't use it as a keyboard per se. Like you just use it for gaming and like macros and stuff. Because there's only 28 keys on it or whatever, so it's not really suited for actual typing. But it looks really cool.
And depending on what game you're playing, arguably it's not even suitable for gaming.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, definitely looks kind of like a mech warrior thing, right? Kind of like Diva, and like Overwatch just kind of zoom in, you put your arms in it, and you sort of add it to your suit.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at Diva, really looked at Diva? Because it's kind of like creepy how
she's laying down.
Sits in that.
No, she's not sitting. She's laying on her stomach.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
the Twitch chat is back
Hey, Twitch chat's back.
from being broken. Yeah.
Is it? It's still broken for me. Wait,
I
let me refresh.
reload the page. Yeah, it's working. Hey, people, if you're still listening to us, please join us in Twitch chat. Let us know if it's
Cool, it
working.
is.
I'm typing in Twitch chat. You don't see anyone at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Cool. I don't think I've
There's
ever.
no one in there, so it's like.
I don't think I've ever been so happy to see Twitch chat.
I'm going to close Twitch chat. I'm going to open it back up. I'll refresh this page.
All right.
Oh, it's alive. Okay, I'll go back. I'll take off the worst stream award.
It's away.
I don't know if you guys have seen that worst stream award I posted, where the
Yeah, I
chat.
saw it. It's pretty good.
I drafted up in a whole minute and a half.
All right. Well, actually, I'm gonna share this split keyboard thing in the Twitch chat. Since that's what we were talking about.
I think we're trying to figure out how to send nudes to each other right now. Give me a second.
It's really not hard. I promise.
Oh my
You
god.
just take your fucking pants off and you just like
Really
grab your phone. Anyways, so yeah, this ergonomic split keyboard from Shortcut is interesting, but probably not a very viable product for most people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta see where it goes.
I wonder how they're going to get their funding.
It's not going anywhere, man. No
yeah,
one's
exactly.
gonna buy this.
Like it's not going to happen. Like
You're gonna have like 4 people order this.
I wouldn't even want to play Counter-Strike on this. I mean, like, I don't even need that many controls for Counter-Strike.
I mean, like where do we draw a line between something being a keyboard, like, or not? Like, just if you use, like, say, Cherry MX switches or something, like, but it's a synthesizer, does that sort of fall into? Like, hey, man,
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I think from my view, you have to be able to like efficiently type on it. But then I guess where do you draw the line of efficiency?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
because I mean, obviously, even this keyboard could be better than your standard layout keyboard. Like if you spend enough time with it and you learn it like so well, then you get like amazing at function layers.
right? It'll be like a stern thing, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
I know. Yeah.
I mean, people type on like what are those, like the 30% boards coming out?
Minorca,
like the gherkin?
Seabright, Gherkin.
The gherkin and the what was the other one we talked about last week? It starts with an M, something 32.
Where's Minorca? There's
No, not that. Those are 40%. It was like the Mundi or something. Why can't I remember?
Oh, yeah.
Mini 32, something like that. Yeah, I remember, but don't.
Something.
I know what you're
32,
talking about. Yeah,
32,
yeah.
But it's like it's super tiny. It's like, you know, it's like basically like 3 by 10 size. It's like people like to type on that. Apparently, I mean, people are making them. So.
Oh. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I want to get one just to have.
I mean, I guess one thing they're trying to do with this little split mini thing is the thumb cluster, but it looks extremely hodgepodge together.
I feel like let's not like be so dismissive of the keyboard because it's a prototype, so it's probably going to go through a few review stages, and maybe it's going to be something that.
Oh, for sure. Well, I think it looks really cool. Like, it's something I would want at my desk, even if I'm not going to use it, just because, like, it looks baller. It looks like I'm going to be, like, controlling a Gundam or something, you know?
Yeah.
I wish. It'd be so cool if you have, like, Evangelion-styled controllers where it's just...
So apparently it was...
I love that.
Miyuni?
Yeah, Miyuni 32.
And then that was version 1. And it's called Miyuki 32 for version 2, apparently. That's what someone in chat's saying. Our lovely Twitch chat.
Oh, it's back. Amazing.
Well, why am I getting Japanese porn stars by that request?
Well.
Never mind.
Well,
never mind. Never mind.
Post history.
Oh.
Look at your search history, your browser history, Bektour. Miyuki does what?
Let's move on to the next topic.
Bektour's into that JK scene.
Different strokes, man. Literally different strokes.
Oh my god.
Oh. You guys are awesome.
We're something.
Fun fact for those of you who are watching and don't know, the JK scene in Japan refers to schoolgirls.
Oh, thanks, Huey. Please don't go more in depth than that
now. The more you know.
These are the show footnotes, but here's the reference, and if you need it for research, here you go.
All right, Huey, thanks for that. Let's talk about Bus Gamer a little bit and these dye sub services he's providing to the community now.
Basically, as I mentioned, he approached us for the Tokyo meetup dye subs, and actually I didn't know that dye sub keycaps are becoming an artisan alternative for, artisans, basically. So, like, before that...
I guess. In the past, we've always just called them novelties, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but at this point, it's like, is it an artisan or is it a novelty? Because before that, I only knew, like, a couple of places where people were doing dice up. It's that guy on Etsy who's actually, like, basically doing it in his apartment. So, when actually the Japanese company rep from Top Rising as a meetup sells those keycaps, he just asked me, like, what is it? Is he just really doing that in his apartment? How could it be? And that was kind of mind blowing. And otherwise, I only knew like people like Enjoy PBT doing that. Like I think they had custom orders with like really shady or elusive copyright stuff from them. So. Yeah, now the Bus Gamers is there, so I'm just wondering what you guys think. I think it's an interesting alternative to artisans.
Yeah, well, he's also sending me stuff for the Seattle meetup. He made some Seattle caps, I guess. They haven't arrived yet. Hopefully, they arrive tomorrow. But yeah, he reached out to me and he wanted to provide some free dye sub services. So I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. The caps look good, but I think we need to talk about even if it's just personal opinion, what separates a novelty and an artisan, and how these would necessarily be considered artisans and not novelties. Because as far as I know, in the past, you look at any cap that is just like a standard cap and it has a design on it that's either pad printed, laser etched, dye sub, what have you. That's always been a novelty in my eyes. So I'm struggling.
So
to
far,
grasp
I have
artisan.
one distinction in my head so far that I think might play in how you guys see it. At least between novelties and artisans. For novelties, I've always seen them as not their own original IP. Like, think of the novelties, like the portal keycaps, the different various logos, or like the Holy Oops keycaps, which are all based off superheroes or Evangelion or et cetera, et cetera. Those are based off otherwise existing IPs, where almost all artisans you see are their own original IP to a degree, right? That's at least the only distortion I see at the moment.
I think that's probably the main one, right? Where you see a lot of people doing the dye subs, and they're using like Pokemon or Marvel's IP or whatever. But I think for the artisans, it's a great platform for sculptors, guys who can do 3D stuff. But for dye stuffing, if you're a graphic designer, or that's more your realm, that's really something that's really, I think, a good platform for you to make an artisan cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing the cast recently for that Aliens inspired G20 series, where they're all sort of kind of graphic. I don't know how to describe those. Some cool, like, I think that tell exactly what you said. That's probably the main differentiator. I would think.
That's the only one I can see at the moment, and I don't know. What Brian, Bektour, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're making up your own designs, like you're actually like doing the artwork, even digitally, and you're putting that onto a keycap, you're putting your own artwork on a keycap. I guess you could say that's an artisan.
Yeah, because
even if you're not calling it quote unquote an artisan, like we would perceive artisans currently in the community.
Yeah,
there's still talent there. Like, you're obviously designing something, so that's taken into consideration. Even if you don't call it a quote unquote artisan, it still requires a similar skill set as you would find in like a sculptor or something, just on a different level.
I agree on that. Probably don't have more to add. I think. I mean, I just want to see more dye subs and
I'd be really down to see really, really cool dye subs.
Also, like with Vortex and a bunch of other Chinese companies stepping in, I'm just really curious to see how the DSA and SA dye subs are going to go. For
Interestingly,
instance, like the what was it, XDA?
Yes,
set
XDA.
from J-Chan.
Yes,
It's reappeared on Taobao and AliExpress and eBay, and they're offering to ship it within a month, which is like faster than J-Chan. So, but they're selling it at a price point like $100 or so. So I was kind of like, no, it's too expensive for an experimental set.
Yeah.
So I was kind of reluctant to jump on it, but it was pretty interesting.
I mean, I think once that really picks up and that gets more widespread, I think the production is going to ramp up really, really fast, and we're going to see a lot more XDA, the DSA and SA caps from Vortex, and I guess whoever else who wants to join in.
And also the font job on those keycaps was shitty. That's also why I didn't buy it.
Were those dye subbed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Probably had it somewhere. The font was kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the ones where the fonts were kind of a little fuzzy, right?
It's not even fuzzy. It's like the for instance mods. They look like somebody just stretched an image.
There's probably just a bad render.
I posted it in Twitch chat. So if you look at, like, I think it's a photo. It's not a render even. Or
this is DSA, not XDA.
Oh, really? But
first off, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
I did
still,
see
the
this.
DSA dice are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think
so.
it's the Penumbra set, basically, the Penumbra DSA. And they have the Solarize alphas as well. That's good.
Right.
Even though
Oh,
this-
it's also super thin.
I don't know. I don't really think the legends look that bad.
Yeah,
They're a little thick, like they're a little bold for my liking.
No. Look at the mods. Look at the mods. For instance, like insert, delete,
tablet's
control.
fine.
backspace.
Control, super, and alt look a bit odd.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see that. Control in particular looks pretty funky.
Yeah. Yeah, like instead of homes, they have begin.
Begin. I like that.
Why?
Wow, I hope that catches on.
That's
pretty
deep.
cool. Okay, yeah. Start your life over.
Just what?
Okay.
For some reason, they have a bunch of arrows on the top, but I think that's just for display purposes.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is DSA, a DSA clone. So.
It's
yeah,
a Sin DSA clone, which is like it's making a shitty profile with shittier. It's like, how can you do that? It's like,
I don't know. A lot of people like their DSA out there.
Yeah.
I like
DSA 's-
DSA too, but
I used to like it, but
I think it's fine. I don't dislike it, but I'm not in love with it either. Cherry is love, cherry is life.
cherry is the way to go.
oh hell, cherry.
That's right.
Have you guys has Cherry released the image of their new board they're releasing from CES? Has that announcement happened?
No, not yet, as far as I know.
They're releasing a new board
be-
manufactured by them.
It'd be the Cherry 7.0, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the most recent one last year was Cherry 6.0. I haven't seen anything about it yet.
that-
Although, you guys see that $9,000 keyboard with a full MX Brown TKL keyboard in it? With a standard bottom row?
I think we do.
Okay, I got you guys. It's the,
You're making Bektour confused.
Yeah, I'm
I'm confused too.
it's the Acer Predator 21.
Oh, the laptop.
Laptop,
Okay.
yes.
You said keyboard.
Sorry. I mean, yeah, it has a
I
keyboard.
was like,
It has a keyboard, though. That's the
Ever
thing.
wonder
It is,
oh, I know,
okay.
but-
Hey, bro, it's like keyboards. Like put a keyboard in your
Okay,
keyboard.
okay. It has a curved
No,
screen. Okay, it has a full TKL mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX Browns with a standard layout. The touchpad on the right, you can flip it and it'll be a numpad. Yeah. Damn. I mean,
Actually,
200
hold on.
hertz refresh rate, 21:9 aspect ratio, monitor with G-Sync, and this is ridiculous.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
it's
Are you guys noticing anything different about the bottom row on this?
It's standard. Oh wait!
check
Yeah, they
out
put
the
the they put the function on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, the
So the
spacebar
phone
is
left.
more to the right now.
Yeah, because they put the
yeah.
function on the right side instead of the left side.
Yeah, so there's 4
That's not a
keys
good idea.
instead of 3.
That's interesting.
And this would hurt me as a left-hand exclusive spacebar user.
I'm a left-hand exclusive spacebar person, but I don't think it'd be moved too much where I can't use it.
Yeah, it's like when I typically hit spacebar, it's like directly under the V, so I would just catch like the stabilizer portion on this. Not that I have $9,000 to spend on this.
what's so in there? $9,000. Like
a curved monitor.
It has a curved, I think 4K monitor.
Yeah. Well, no.
Hold on, where's this?
right. So there's
Specs:
more info
21
down
inch,
there.
21:9 aspect ratio, 2560 by 1080 pixel resolution, 120 hertz refresh rate, 2000R curved monitor, G-Sync, eye tracking. It has 2 GTX 1080s.
Not even the M's.
Yeah,
This
not
is
the M's.
full 1080s.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power for a laptop. That's a lot of power for any computer.
Does the keyboard have full RGB backlighting?
Yes, it does. Per key as well.
Oh god.
Wow, that's 2 power supplies to run. That's amazing.
The touchpad.
Oh.
Check out to the GIF to the right of the specs. Check out the GIF to the right of the specs.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
It's a
cool.
numpad that changes into a
Wow.
touchpad.
I'm more blown away by the photo the girl holding this massive.
Yeah.
It's
Either they found a really small girl or.
No, see, what they're not telling you is she's like 7'5".
Yeah.
That's just how huge this laptop is.
19.4 pounds or 8.8 kilograms.
19 pounds. That's incredible.
Wow.
So heavy. This thing has 5 fans in it also, which is like outrageous. Obviously, this isn't like really a practical purchase for most people.
Yeah.
This is like you want a really high-end desktop, but you also want to be able to hold all of it in your hands. You want to be able to move it from like your room to like, I don't know, another house, I guess.
If you're really enthusiastic about gaming, but you attend way more LAN parties than the average person.
Why are there 2 1080s in this though? Because this screen resolution is only 1080p. There's not that many more pixels than 1080p.
Because you can game ridiculously high frame rates, low ping,
and it has G-Sync.
Yeah.
I
Or
think
they're running the keyboard on the 1080.
And
one 1080 would have been more reasonable here.
Well, it's got eye tracking even. It's
Yes.
That's an expensive feature too. Like any laptop that has the Tobii eye tracking is like really expensive.
But why?
I like how we're talking about a laptop.
that has a mechanical keyboard.
We
That's
like glazed
keyboard
over
enough.
the keyboard like in seconds, and now we're just talking about the laptop. Anyways,
Whoa,
it does have a mechanical keyboard in it. This is not the first laptop that has a mechanical keyboard, though.
No.
However, it is the most intense, at the very least.
You
It
know,
is
I
the
think
best. It is the best laptop to have a mechanical keyboard in it.
You know
That's
what?
true.
What I think you could use that laptop for? You could just put it in your backpack and like put a VR headset.
Yeah,
on
it's
you
true.
and just
You
walk
can have a
around
mobile
like
VR.
dude.
You just have to have something to give it power because you're gonna run out of battery
Yeah.
juice in like
And you have to
30
be cool
minutes.
with backpacking 20+ pounds on you.
You would be like a live Evangelion,
'Cause-
right? Just have that, like the gaming keyboard.
have your
Uh,
umbilical cord.
Yep.
In
As soon as it
Zero
cuts, you got 5
Experiment
minutes.
later was exactly a guy who did that. So
This
Kind of
will
nuts.
be interesting for portable VR, actually.
yeah,
I feel like you can make something way cheaper and way lighter. Like you don't need 2 1080s for VR.
I think that
you could have a single. You could have a single 1070 and be fine for VR.
yeah. I need to read more into that. It looks like it's awesome, but it's also very confusing.
Is Twitch chat like hating us right now? Because
No, they're talking about Razer's new concept laptop, which is, I agree, kind of stupid.
Oh,
Oh,
I
the
saw that.
three
That's the one with like
monitors?
3 monitors.
Yeah,
right?
just
You can put it like a tent, and have your own fat cabin or whatever.
Where are the other 2 monitors stored? How does that even work?
either they go boop, or you just like have them separately and just click them in. I don't know, but
Interesting.
I mean, you can
Not
just
a
buy
problem.
external USB monitors for like $200 and just carry them. They're smaller, they're more portable, they're just as efficient for the most part.
Okay, we should move on.
Okay.
Speaking of Razer, do you guys know what's happening with the like? Is it Mateo's working on like the Kali ML switches or a new set of keys or something?
Oh,
Oh, I read about that. I don't know what I read though.
The low profile ones?
Right.
I haven't heard anything about
Oh
that.
no,
in a
yeah,
while.
the Kale's making their own ML style switch.
oh yeah.
Yeah. For laptops and such, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be cool,
And
actually.
they are incompatible with Cherry Max keycaps, so it's like
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not-
but keep this in mind. When at least the articles that I've read about it, they really are targeted towards laptops. So
I mean, of course.
being able
yeah.
to have a low profile mechanical key switch in like a reasonably sized laptop, I think would be really attractive because we've never really seen that well like implemented on this kind of style. Of course, obviously we have this fucking laptop, this behemoth of a laptop we just talked about, and then there's like another one that's also a behemoth. So to be able to actually have like somewhat of a mechanical experience, I know Kale is obviously not one of everyone's preferred switch makers. Most people bash on Kale in the enthusiast community, at least. But when it comes down to it, they make mechanical switches, and they're trying to make low-profile mechanical switches, and this could end up being kind of a cool thing.
I mean, have you guys tried the Cherry ML ones? I heard those
Yeah.
kind of, but never. Yeah.
They're terrible. I owned a Cherry ML keyboard. It was awful. It's very, very not fun to type on. So,
Very not fun.
it was
There's a lot of-
incredibly scratchy. It was tactile though, and it was like super low profile. It's interesting, is what it is. But it was so scratchy. That's like all I could feel.
I think Andy said it felt like typing on wet newspaper.
Yeah.
That sounds very attractive.
Yeah.
Very attractive. But,
Only
But it
the
looks like
finest
keyboard.
wet newspaper. It had to have marinated in a puddle on my driveway for at least 2 days.
Only Japanese newspapers.
Made it full PTV. Great. Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Should we
Apparently
move on to
someone-
topics?
Someone is saying Razer has mechanical low profile keys.
If they do, I don't
Oh.
care.
I did not know this. This article was posted in July 14th. Razer releases world's first ultra low profile mechanical keyboard switch. Are those on keyboards now? Like, is that a thing? I'm curious how they feel.
Wow. It looks like a scissor switch, doesn't it? You can't really.
Yeah, it really does.
So it's basically a MacBook keyboard.
I'd like to try that.
Ah. Yeah. So, like, should we move with topics, or it's time to do the Q&A, because it's like I think it's
Are any of
time.
these other topics worth talking about?
Not particularly,
Cool.
no.
Kind of what I
Well,
was-
Bektour, have you talked about the Jane yet?
Oh, the Tokyo Meetup edition. Yeah.
Right.
So, I think we hadn't mentioned before, but it's spiked a lot of interest, at least on Desk Authority. So like, Mixi is releasing the TGR J910, and the first PCB prototype was made with some Japanese stuff on the back. And we decided to have kind of like a special Tokyo Meetup edition for it. So we're going to have at least one PCB, hopefully, present. And also, like, we were going to have case files. So since we reserved a Korea cutter, we can make a case on site. And we're going to probably like build a keyboard on site, or if not, at least attempt to do it and have a on-site interest check for the Tokyo Meetup edition of the GR chain in there. So it's kind of like going to be a small group buy.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited because I mean, even though you cannot really see the PCB most of the time, I think it looks pretty cool. I have a photo somewhere. Going to post it into Twitch chat.
Said nudes. Like, kind of a keyboard dude. Anyways,
Okay.
Um,
Well, actually, let's talk about these creepy critters, because this is kind of cool. I'm gonna post this in the Twitch chat. So key press graphics is added again, and this time they're doing a couple lesser known caps, but they still look very, very good, at least in this particular image.
who's doing that owl cap? Like, originally, who made it?
Sculpted
I'm
by
trying to remember
DC
his-
Caps.
Yeah, that's his studio name. His username on Reddit is like Ken Dachu or something like that. I probably just butchered that. It's probably not that at all. I actually have a couple of those owls here, and the sculpt is really nice, and the quality is also very nice.
are these
And,
sculpted and like hand painted?
Yeah, so what KeyPress
Oh.
Graphics does is they typically take existing artisans, typically more of like the popular ones, and
Right.
they'll hand paint them, and then they'll
Sell it at a
Auction
ridiculously high
them.
price.
They'll auction them, so they often reach fairly high
Right.
prices. His work is fantastic, though. As you can see, it looks
Yeah.
incredibly detailed. But typically, they wind up being auctioned for prices to match that. Regardless, they look cool. That's
Which
all
of
I
these
care
four is your guys' favorite?
Oh,
about. You know,
It's a tie for me.
I prefer the sculpt of the owl, but I'm a really big fan of Kaz's growler, and I think the growler looks pretty cool. That's the cat to the left.
For me, it's either the Cthulhu or the Growler.
I think the growler is pretty awesome. What is this one? The third one?
The Baby Dragon by Zorbarima.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. This looks pretty rad. Wow.
Yeah.
I
Cthulhu's
like
a popular cat.
I like the owl because it looks like it's made not out of plastic, but it's like out of metal
It's
or
like-
ceramic.
Or like, yeah, it's kind of like porcelain.
With the
Yeah.
color around the eyes, it kind of reminds me of like a superhero hood.
Yeah.
I love how kind of like meta this is, right? It's like a mod of mod. You know, here's this artisan for keyboard, and I'm gonna artisan your artisan.
Yo, dog.
Heard you like
That's really cool.
artisans.
Heard you like artisans.
At some point,
Thanks
it
exhibit.
does make us- Yeah.
Oh man, I want to make a keyboard show. Pimp my keyboard.
Hit my rad, please. Yeah.
Yo, I'm here to visit Brian. Brian's been telling me he's been rocking this razor, and I'm gonna pimp his keyboard.
But you know, like
Don't
a full
come
size,
near
like,
me.
polymer deck or something.
Yeah.
This is
Wear like
where-
a deep spring. on your neck.
A necklace is made of keycaps. Fucking keycap hat. The keycap clock.
Let's bring up this Solarized Dark by Thesis Camper real quick, because that's
Yeah.
fast to talk about and it looks pretty cool.
Speaking of keyboard crap, we should get Tini on someday.
Oh, fun fact! I challenged Tiny to a rap battle officially
Nice.
on Top Clack, and she agreed.
Nice.
So that should be happening. She wants like a couple months to prepare or something.
I'm gonna be
so,
the ultimate hype man.
So there will be fire.
I'll-
Theoretically, her and I will have a rap battle, and it should be pretty
Are
fun.
you
either way.
going to be training as well?
Am I gonna
Is there
be what?
Training? Is there going to be some sort of like rap training montage happening between now
It
and?
has to be.
Maybe. I don't know. We haven't really talked about specifics. I was just watching her stream the other day, and I was like, I don't know if you ever watch her stream, but at the end of them, she sometimes does like little raps. And so I said, I officially challenge you to a rap battle, and she said, okay.
Are you sure you challenged her to a rap battle, or you were bullying her?
No. She.
One of the two.
It's all in good fun. Obviously, she's really sweet.
Yeah, she's
And,
wonderful.
yeah, she's great. But yeah, and then she was like, "Are we gonna do it on Top Clack?" And I was like, "Yep, you're coming on Top Clack. We're doing this." And she's like, "I need like 2 months to prepare." I'm like, "Fine, take all the time you need, but you're coming on Top Clack." So
I feel like
that'll be
you're gonna show up. You know, think it's gonna be super friendly, and she's gonna be just way
She's
prepared.
dropping
and-
bombs on you all day.
fun. She's just gonna absolutely destroy me. I don't know. We'll see. It should be pretty fun. Anyways, Solarized Dark.
Solarized Dark. Someone posted. Okay, yeah. I wish Thesis Camper cared to give us higher quality picks. But that's all right. We can kind of get a
For
general.
someone that does renders, surprisingly low quality.
Oh wait, I got a better pick with a watermark. I'll post it right now.
Maybe it's to make the renders faster, but
No,
I think
check that link I just got. It's way nicer. You can see the actual proper colors of the legends.
Oh, okay, that's much nicer.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is my kind of set. It's pretty
It's
muted.
cool. Yeah, muted. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It's like Pulse but GMK.
It's a lot darker than Pulse.
Yeah.
Didn't Pulse have black in it?
Did it? Wait,
Uh,
black mods?
No, just black for legends. Oh, you mean the blue is darker? Yeah, the blue is darker.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks pretty good though. I'd probably get this.
Yeah, I'd get this. I'd get this.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
So this is based off the like the theme you for. I use Solarized Dark, right?
Yeah. If you don't know, Soulrise is a theme by Ethan Scoover. I'll post a link. If you guys actually want to know the proper colors for Solarized, I just posted it. It's based off this little design thing. This guy uses Solarized for coding and has these specific color palette that he figured out that's really good for doing code-in that has both a Solarized and a darkened version.
Fun fact, he was at the last Seattle meetup.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if he's coming to this one or not, but he was definitely at the last one. I talked to him for a while. He's a really nice guy. And he had some pretty awesome keyboards to display.
Yeah. And that was what, the well-renowned, essay Penumbra was based on. And the Penumbra Solarized was based on this, and they got his permission originally. And yeah, I mean, it's really great color scheme. It's cute. It's cute.
He had one keyboard I thought was pretty interesting. Hopefully I'm remembering this correctly, but it was like a is it a clue board? That's like the custom.
Yeah.
Is it even a 65% technically? Or
yeah. Oh no, I don't know. I mean, it's the 660 layout.
Yeah, so it's like it was the 66 key layout, and he had it in one of those like the Leopold aluminum cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that. It looked really cool, but he had it like kind of like the variable weight. So like, and he had the stems to match it. So like, the ones you're hitting with your middle and index fingers are like using like Gateron blacks, and then like, then it goes to like reds farther out, and then like clears like even farther out or something like that. And I thought that was kind of neat.
That's cool.
I don't see that very often.
Yeah, it's like a MX version of the Topra Ergo boards.
Yeah, it was really neat because he had the stems to match it too. So it's like he took off the cap and he knew which one to switch.
Right.
And I thought that was really kind of cool. Even though it's not really my thing, I was kind of impressed.
I mean, have you guys used the Topra, like the Real Force variable weight? And that's pretty interesting board to type on, right?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's odd.
It's odd.
When you type bad like I do, it's not very good.
It's odder.
It's for people that type correctly, and I am not one of those people.
I was seeing you. I was watching you type last night, Brian. I saw that.
I'm sorry. It was pretty bad. I mean, I still type like relatively fast.
Hey,
I type
that's
as fast
counts.
as I need to.
Exactly.
So, if I ever have a job that needs me to type at like 100 words per minute, I'll probably learn to type correctly. But I just don't care right now. I like being unique.
You are a special snowflake.
We got a new announcement.
We do?
Last drop. We'll use FedEx instead of DHL for domestic domestic. Never mind.
Domestic.
Words.
Well, DHL.
Cool.
DHL is good for international. They're not the best option. Really?
Not for them, no. Because DHL is good for coming to America.
Oh, okay. Yes, DHL is amazing for coming to America.
Because they work really well.
You can pick like what time you want stuff delivered. It's like I get like next day shit from like Canada.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I want it between 10 and 12? Like, do I want it between
4
like,
and
12
6? Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah, pick which one you want. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Do that.
Yeah.
I think Bektour might have some angry post office stories for you.
Oh yeah.
Another.
I mean, DHL is probably one of the slowest services to send anything to Japan. It's probably the worst service I used was SF Express, when my keyboard got stuck in customs for like almost 2 weeks, and at that time I was just, shitting bricks because I thought maybe they found something like drugs or whatever in the keyboard. I was like, now I'm going to be legally responsible for that. But turns out the delivery company, they're just too lazy. They should have filled the documents to get the keyboard out of customs, and they're just too lazy about it.
See, The day that we actually have a proper top crack episodes, we will be discussing the best keyboards to ship to Smuggle Your Crack.
Yeah.
And hints, it might be the Model M.
Model mess.
Anyways, let's get to it was Q&A time, I think.
Yeah.
Let's run a quick Q&A here.
So, for those in chat, if you haven't been here before, feel free to start posting questions to any four of us or all four of us, and we'll be getting to the questions as we see them pop up in the Twitch chat. So,
you know what an interesting idea would be?
What would it be an interesting
what
idea?
episode? One of these times when we have a Q&A, we should reverse it, and we should just ask questions to specific people in the chat.
Well, Alvin, while you're here, I have the quintessential top class question that is asked to every guest, which is, do you prefer pancakes or waffles?
Whew. Oh man, life questions. Jeez.
Just to interject real quick, are you in Tokyo? Do you live in Tokyo?
I live in Tokyo. I'm currently here.
Okay. Do you eat a lot of pancakes and waffles out in Tokyo?
Surprisingly, yeah. People here are obsessed with pancakes and waffles.
I think people in Tokyo love crepes. People in Tokyo love crepes, right?
Oh, people love crepes, but there's like a Japanese hotcake that they do to like perfection, right? This thing is like this thick.
Oh, that's
and
what
it's like,
say.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say pancakes, and like nothing like pancakes. Waffles are a lot of work. You gotta break out the machine. You gotta make sure they don't burn.
I think we're on are we on like a 3-person streak with pancakes now or something?
Yeah!
we went from nobody ever liking pancakes.
For like the first 5 people we've asked in a row. And then we have
no, more than that. Like everybody, we've had quite a few episodes now, and everybody except like the last 3 episodes has chosen waffles.
The thing is, pancakes.
Yeah.
Pancake
you
crew!
and I are both
Pancake crew!
The thing is, the payoff for a waffle isn't that much. Right? You spend all this time, you have all this extra gear, but the thing you get at the end is like marginally different than a pancake, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just getting super hungry with you guys.
I'm pretty hungry too. I just went grocery shopping though. So. There's a lot of questions, guys. Holy crap! What's going on here? Here we go.
In the live stream Top Clack Discord channel, there is a bot that says like the number was mentioned one time in the last 5 minutes. The completion has been delayed.
Yeah, there's a bot on the Discord for RMK official Discord.
Okay.
Anytime someone mentions Penumbra, that bot will pop up and say the Penumbra has been delayed another week, and has a tracker of how many weeks it's been delayed by how many people have mentioned it.
Wow. I guess that's a joke in reference to Penumbra Round 1, which someone was saying that it's been 1,000 days now.
Yeah, it's been over 1,000 days.
That was like supposed to ship or whatever, and still hasn't shipped.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Not for everybody. This is
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. We are getting a question or two here, I think. Someone asked best 65/66 key.
Tada is 68, so yeah.
Rama Bay.
Oh, that's 68.
Rama Bay.
I don't even own a Rama Bay, and Rama Bay.
That's true. Well, he might have meant best 65%/66 key, because are there any 65 key keyboards?
The Magic Force 65.
Yeah.
Magic Force is 68.
68, you're right, 68. That's 68. No, I don't think so.
You are correct. And I don't know.
Actually,
Tada 68 probably.
Actually, because I went with win keyless bottom row here, this is 66 keys.
Nice.
So take that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to go with
I
that.
guess Bravo Bay. Damn.
Answer is Bravo, man, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try Rumway at some point and then probably change my opinion.
I'm going to be really sad when I have to send this back to J-Chan.
I hope.
Oh.
See, I should just pull an Ivan and just, like, book it, right?
You send like a photocopy of the Run Bay? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have you, Ramabe.
Send one switch back at a
That's what I
time.
say if you want to get it back.
Just say you had a biking accident. Disappear.
Regem wasn't here for the first part of the show. He's asking Alvin, basically who he is, what he does. He missed all of that.
So,
Just a recap of who you are.
just quick recap. So, I'm co-organizing the Tokyo meetup, but I run a coffee company out here in Tokyo. So, if you guys are into coffee, say hi.
Cool. Is coffee like a big deal out in Tokyo?
Oh yeah, man, it's huge. So basically, all you guys are having the West Coast. Imagine that, but more intense. So
Okay.
you guys know Blue Bottle, right?
No, I'm not big on coffee.
Okay, well, it's kind of stupid. So basically, these guys on the West Coast came to Japan and went, wow, man,
Uh-oh.
make that happen in the U.S.
Oh.
You cut out for a second.
Oh.
We missed everything after, wow, man, and then you just froze,
Okay.
and I thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah, that was good. I'm like, that was...
Going, wow, man.
Hopefully it doesn't get a meme. But so these guys, a lot of guys from California and Seattle, they brought Japanese coffee to the States, because they thought it was really amazing. And then Japan looked at what you guys were doing in the U.S. and went, wow, that's really cool. And they sort of brought Americanized Japanese coffee back to Japan, and now it's become a thing. It's just this weird, bizarre, like, sort of back and forth.
Yeah, because here in the Seattle area, coffee is massive. Like, everyone drinks coffee.
Does everyone in Seattle also go to Whole Foods for groceries?
In Seattle?
I just assume everyone in Washington shops at Whole Foods, drives a Subaru Outback or Forester, drinks a lot of coffee or tea, and shop at Whole Foods.
I'd say at least some of that is pretty applicable. Now we get a lot of well, I'm not really in the Seattle area. My area is pretty different from the way Seattle actually is. Most people in Seattle don't even drive; they just walk everywhere, bike everywhere, because it's basically just like the downtown area is just one big grid.
Oh, there was also a question earlier for, I guess, it applied to both Bektour and you, Alvin. What's it like being in mechanical keyboards when most of the scene of mechanical keyboards is so centered and based on the U.S.? How is it for you guys being across the biggest ocean in the world?
It's a pain in the ass.
Sounds like an old man. It's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Tell me what.
Shipping is expensive and it's unreliable and it takes ages to arrive. I mean, unless you're a Topre fan, like if you're into Topre, good for you. If you're not, it sucks. So I'm kind of like in between.
But that's the thing, right? Because you can get a ton of really cool and cheap stock Topra stuff. Like I saw at HHKB go for $120. Actually, it's probably like $100 last night on Yahoo Auctions.
Oh.
And so you can just get really great deals and stuff out here, right? But if you ever want, mods, specialty stuff, like that's gonna be impossible to find.
And what's worse, it's impossible to offload it back into Japanese market. For instance,
Right.
If you're selling it on Yahoo, people are expecting it to be dirt cheap, and when you're selling like a keycap set for $80, they're like, "What? No, not buying for $80 set. No, I don't care about the collection
Right.
value, whatever. It's not going to buy that." So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's this weird dichotomy, right? Where a lot of the stuff, you have the Philcos, the Topra stuff, but it's like, I guess the scene isn't quite here yet, but maybe
But
we can change
apparently, for some reason, Ergodox is incredibly huge in Japan, and I don't know why.
That's true.
There's a whole Ergodox meetup and stuff happening. I didn't know about that whole scene.
And a lot of folks have the Kinesis advantage too. Like like the ergo boards are kind of a big deal. It's I guess it's just different, right?
Yeah.
So
It's just weird.
Another question: is there a quintessential gateway drug keyboard for in Japan for newbies? So kind of like in America, it's like
the
everyone
Vortex or
gets
something,
like
right?
like a lot of people get like the poker or
Right.
like the Magic Force, or like
Quickfire Rapid.
Quickfire Rapid. Yeah.
I think in Japan it's like HHKB has such a big name.
Just
Right.
straight into
Yeah.
HHKV for your intro to mechanical
Right.
keyboards.
Yeah, just like a lot
It's
of
seriously what it
people
is,
are-
right? So, you know.
So, like from my experience, like I've worked with Japanese students, and like HHKB is so famous, and it's also famous because it's being used like by big boys, like the serious programmers, or like their upper, like older
Other
level,
senpais are using HHKVs.
Yeah, so
And
it has such
that's
a
like
big
noticed
name.
by senpai by HHKB. So
Yeah. So people are buying HHKB even if they're not really into mechanical keyboards. They're just they saw it. They're like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" And a lot of cool people are using that. I want to be in the club. And
HHKB
this is
senpai.
like, yeah, but
HHKB is onegaishimasu.
there's also a strong gaming scene. So for people who are actually like approaching mechanical keyboards not from the HHKB standpoint, Philcos are probably the gateway drug. But right now we're having an influx of really cheap Chinese mechanical keyboards, as cheap as like $20 or so. So I think they're going to become the entry,
Right.
entry keyboards for people. But before that, Philcos used to be the go-to if you didn't have money for HHKB.
yeah, I think it helps that you can go to basically any of the big box like electronic stores out here, and you'll see the standard like Microsoft, Logitech stuff, and you'll see like a range of Philcos, a range of Real Force, a range of HHKBs, and it's just like okay, well if I don't want a Logitech, I guess I can get this stuff.
Yep.
And it's just much more accessible on like the retail side, I guess, versus in the States, right? Where you really have to be an enthusiast on like, you have to be part of forum, or go to mechanicalkeyboards.com or something. You don't really just come across one like in day-to-day life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just go to a store and pick up an HHKB and just throw it in a box or whatever it is.
A couple questions for you, Alvin. What's the name of your coffee shop, and what is your preferred brewing method right now?
Sure. The coffee shop, well, we're an online subscription company called ABC Coffee. So abccoffee.co. We're actually going to be opening a shop up in the beginning of March in Giorgio. So if you guys are in town, ever, come visit, come say hi, bring a keyboard. And right now, I brew a lot on the V60. It's probably the best in terms of like flavor and balance and that sort of stuff. Fun fact, the Chemex was called Chemex because it's made by a chemist. And they designed this thing to have this basically a super filter. So when you get the Chemex, it's this fancy base shape. Really, the big thing is just the paper. And they've designed this thing to take out all of the sort of bad flavors from coffee, so you get a really perfect cup.
Ooh.
But the way things have been happening recently is like coffee's been getting like much better in quality. So actually, you want to take less out of it, and you really want everything this sort of bean has to offer. So a lot of folks right now are going from Chemex to doing more things like a French press. Where before that French press probably would taste like shit. Now it tastes pretty good.
Oh.
The more you know.
The more I know.
I'm gonna have to pick your brain on coffee sometimes.
Yeah,
because
seriously.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a foodie, and coffee's always been really interesting to me, but I don't know that much about it.
We do have some.
Be careful what you ask for, man. You can sit down for a few
Looks like
hours.
we have some also good questions that has randomly popped up in chat. Code Blue is asking all of us, if you had to choose, would you choose between the HHKB FC660C or FC980C?
HHKB
For me, it's
for
really
a couple
easy.
of reasons.
HHKB for me. Not because I think it's the best of the typing experiences, but because of the form factor and aesthetic.
If it's all going to
And
be
layout.
stock, then FC980C for me.
Yeah, that's too
Ooh,
big of
the
a
numpad.
keyboard for me. I think it looks great. I know it's gonna feel great. I don't want it because it's too big.
That's fair. Another question is, what is everyone typing on right now?
Mr. Burko.
SSK.
SSK.
Nice.
It's SSK,
Fancy.
but
Whoa.
it's the Unicomp one.
Ooh.
I
Oh.
didn't know Unicomp made the SSKs. Interesting. I have a custom I just finished the other day. It's a hammer clone case.
Ooh.
And it's a PS2 AVR PCB, and there's a stainless steel plate, and they're lubed Gateron yellows with 68-gram Sprit springs, and I have Hyperfuse on it right now.
Oh.
HHKB layout with
It's
keyless
also
bottom row.
But
That's
but
nice.
it's got a Windows button in there. Why is it called keyless?
Yeah, it's
Because,
just because
okay,
it's
so
just 'cause
the
look,
original
it's
Win keyless
Win
layout
keyless
was 1.5, a 1U blank, 1.5 again, 7, 1.5, 1U blank, 1.5. The reason it was that is because
blockers, not
it was
blanks.
they were blockers, because at the time they were mainly built, the Windows key didn't exist in any form. Right? Once
Yeah.
the Windows key existed and, operating system had a point for them, they're like, where are we going to put this Windows key? Oh yeah, let's take out these blockers and fit them in as 1U. So it's kept the name Win keyless. But
That's why.
they can have Win keys now. Yeah.
Usually when I actually type it to someone, I actually put Win keyless in quotes. So that way, because it's not truly a Win keyless board.
Yeah. I'm on a
people like me wouldn't bother you.
this is a Red Scarf 78.
Don't see the 78 too often.
Yeah, with the side
Yeah.
keys.
Oh, it's also in keyless. Like, what?
Yeah, it's
what-
Win
what-
keyless, split backspace, stepped caps lock.
Stepped caps lock love.
How I like it. How I like it. Currently working
How
on.
do you like the left hand function keys?
I don't care for them. I'm actually currently working on a review for this keyboard, which will hopefully be done early next week. For me, I never had one of those cool macro gaming keyboards growing up or anything like that. So now that I have it on this keyboard, my biggest problem is I don't know what to use it for. I have 10 extra keys. What I can do? Volume controls? No, I don't really use volume controls because whenever I'm playing video games, I have Discord, I'm talking to my friends, so all my volumes are already adjusted, so I don't need to mess with it at all. When I'm listening to music, since I have my volume adjusted, I adjust my volume with whatever program. Like if I'm listening to music on YouTube, I lower or raise the volume within YouTube or within iTunes or whatever, instead of using my system volume to change. So I don't use it for volume controls. You can't really program it to open up things with the Red Scarf software. You can just make it do other things. So I have delete, insert, the normal 10 key stuff that I could normally otherwise just put on a function layer, which makes me think I could just have a function layer and use the 68 instead. That's for me though. For me it's useless, basically. For everyone else, I'm sure there's plenty of great uses. But it's just
I
not
probably
for
wouldn't
me.
really care for it that much. I'm a true 60% kind of guy. I don't really like that much variation off of that. I might still use other stuff just to try, but 60% is where I lie.
The HHKB layout's really hard to beat. It just sort of does everything, right?
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's very lean. So.
Out of curiosity, kind of on that same note, Alvin, what is your favorite keyboard, key switch, stuff like that, keycap set?
Oh my god. I want to say Topper, but recently I've been typing on my 660 with I got to put some reds in there recently, and that's been really nice. I think that the linear MX it's just somehow more efficient. I don't know. I guess
the first person I've heard say they like MX Reds.
Yeah, it's weird because I think I'm just typing so much on the Topper caps, and it's kind of I want to type on something different.
Yeah,
and
I definitely get that. Yeah,
and I guess they're relatively a lot lighter, right? And it's just right now it's just fresh. So
I think we all have the amazement, the same amazement that we all had when Jay Chan said he liked MX Browns. We're like, what? Someone like Browns? Same thing. Someone likes Reds? I mean, that's really unique because most people in a way use Reds as their intro to keyboards switch because most people who get in, at least in the States here, get in via gaming keyboards. So they're either going to be Browns or Reds.
Right,
a lot of people buy Reds just because gaming companies advertise they're linear, so you can type faster with them or faster APM and words.
Right.
Marketing mumbo jumbo.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get burned. Oh no, never mind. That's this case.
Mattergaster's asking. Sorry to interrupt you real quick. Mattergaster's asking what the Windows keys are bound to. So for mine, I actually still use the Windows keys because I actually regularly use Windows key. Sorry, go on. I just wanted to answer that real quick.
So ask, how can you guys switch boards? 'Cause, I found that I love a board, and then after like a month or so, I'm like, okay, let's switch it up and just type on something different for a little bit.
Every day or two.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Unless I'm reviewing a
I
board
figured.
every day.
Whoa.
Yeah, I change pretty often. Like, that's not to say that like I sell and buy boards that often,
Right.
but like I have usually a collection of anywhere from like 5 to 10 boards on hand at any time, and I
Right.
just kind of rotate that. And sometimes I sell one and buy a different one, or I build a different one, and I just rotate from there. So every day or two, sometimes 3 if I really like it.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I tend to just geek out on one and like, okay, I'm done with you. I'm gonna swap you out.
Yeah, like if I'm doing a review or something, I usually use it for
Yeah.
I try to use it for a week. Like I just did the Z70 that's on Mass Drop right now.
Right.
I just did that, and I used that for probably about a week before I actually typed out a review because I really want to get to know the keyboard, so I actually have all the information.
Gotta be intimate with it,
Gotta make love.
Gotta play games with it, gotta type the review with it, gotta take it to bed,
Yeah.
gotta establish your dominance.
Quicksilver is asking me, although I guess all of us can kind of answer this. Can you sell me on the HHKB layout? I'm in the market for a Topra board, and I'm deciding between 660C and HHKB. I'm going to start off by saying I actually don't really care for Topra for gaming, just because of the way the Switch actually works. That's my preference. I know Huey loves it.
I'm weird.
But because I often, in certain games and scenarios, I don't bottom out keys, it's actually a lot easier for me to use MX sometimes than Topra, which kind of just collapses after you actuate. So I love Topra for typing, but for me in the kind of games I play, it doesn't really do it as much for me. To sell you on the layout, man, it's just something you have to try. Like personally, I find like the backspace, the short backspace on this row,
It's closer, easier to reach.
It's closer. Yeah, I find I'm much quicker to actually be able to hit the backspace when it's on that. So I prefer that. I like having. It says caps lock here, but I actually have these kind of swapped. This is by control, but I didn't want to have. Hyperfuse only comes with step control, and then it has this control here. I didn't want both keys to say control on them, so I just left that as caps lock. But that is actually my control, which is where it would normally be on an HHKB layout. I think that's better for me for control. In games and stuff, I find that a lot easier to use, but that's just me. Split shift. Also, I'll try to sell you on that too.
Yeah.
When I type, like I never reach this far over for the shift, so I'm still always hitting the split shift correctly, and I like having the FN here because it's just one less key you have to have down here. And I think it's in a good spot because where the arrow layout works for the HHKB.
It's kind of more natural.
Yeah, like actually, I hear a lot of people complain about the arrow placement on the HHKB, but I personally love it.
Before I got used to
I don't use it that often, but when I do, I like it.
Before I got used to it, I complained about it because I wasn't used to it. Now that I'm used to it, I love that arrow placement.
Right. The cool thing is, I think you don't have to really move your hand, and you have access to like a ton of controls. You get the arrows, you have a page up, page down, and I guess you have the media controls also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's no arguing that a 660C is a better quality board in terms of like the build.
Yep.
The plastic is way nicer.
It's on a stainless steel plate, which is nice.
They use the steel plate, so it actually gives the board some heft. The 660C is an awesome board, but it's a different experience.
I mean, it's funny you say that because I feel like that was the first thing that blew me away when I got my HHKB was like, you paid a lot for a board, right? And then you get it's like feather light, and it's sort of not what you expect it to be.
You kind of flex it a bit, it starts to creak, and you're like...
Exactly, right? And like, because you can push down the corners, and it sort of like has a little bit of give. They're not I guess they're not quite up the same category as Leopold.
Yeah. It's a different typing experience too, because obviously the HHKB is all plastic, and the Leopold Topra boards use stainless steel plates. So it's the HHKB is a lot softer and quieter of a bottom out, and F60C and Real Force and 980C are it's more of a substantial. Like you smack it, and it's stainless steel when you bottom out because you don't go any farther. But the plastic on the HHKB is a lot softer. It has a little bit of give. It's just preference.
But I did I got the Hostage controller in my board, and he sent me like a little tube of lube. I gotta lube up the
That was very, very, very what a romantic gesture from. Also.
Yeah, I really like the Topper sliders now with the tube of lube. It's made a substantial difference.
It does make a big difference.
Bektour relaxed.
Relax, Bektour. Fun fact, Bektour. Bektour, in the United States, Brian and I could order a 55-gallon drum of lube on Amazon. Amazon.
White. Yeah, this is the American privilege. I'm telling you.
The soy sauce things you get with sushi.
Yeah, the tiny squeeze ones. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, hopefully I can do the whole board in this. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I lubed my Real Force 87U, and best Topra experience of my life. It's the best keyboard I have, in my opinion. I love it. Love it to bits.
Yeah, it's weird how much I love the HHKB, even though it feels like a child's toy.
But it's actually really made a difference with putting the Bluetooth module in, because like now that it's light, it actually makes a lot of sense to travel with versus 660, and actually becomes like the perfect travel board. Versus the other thing about the HHKB is it slides around like crazy because it doesn't have rubber on the back feet.
That's why I gotta get these giant feet I got. See these giant feet?
I want those.
Wow. I need a link to those.
These have not moved. Like, these are just rock solid, and they're super grippy. Like, it's perfect for me.
That's right, because even the front rubber feet are not grippy at all. It just, this thing is not meant to be fixed.
Epsilon is asking, I think this is probably directed towards me because of the board I showed. Is there a noticeable difference between Gateron Blacks and Gateron Yellows when they both have 68-gram springs? No. The color of the stem is the only difference. Assuming you are swapping springs. Because what makes the difference between a yellow and a black is typically the stock spring. Which are very unique, but I prefer the Sprit 68-gram springs because they're nice and pillowy. They have a really exponential feel. I like that. Cushiony.
Yeah, the yellows I'm hoping I'm gonna like. I bought a box, but I haven't quite had a chance to put them in.
Oh, stock yellows they're a decent switch. I've been all about tuning like everything lately. Like I don't have like stock switches anymore. So
what's a stock switch?
Yeah, like my girlfriend has an MX HHKB with stock Gateron yellows, and it's nice. I like them. They're smooth. The weighting is interesting. It feels kind of funky at first because like the springs like don't really get heavier. Like, you don't really feel that. Like, it just feels the same the entire way. So it's like, you start pressing and it's heavy. Well, it's like moderate, and then like you finish the press and it's still like the same weight. So it kind of tricks your brain for a while. At least it did for me.
It's kind of cushiony on the bottom, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like cushiony through the entire way.
Full of cushion for the pushing. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, so are you lubing your switches and do you have them stickered? Like, are you going like full on?
I don't usually sticker switches because, in my experience, it doesn't really make enough of a difference to justify the workload.
Right.
Like, it takes me about the same amount of time to sticker a board as it does to lube a board, which is a lot of spare hours. So I'd rather just not do it because I don't really get any benefit from it. Also, I'm kind of one of the few freaks that prefers the wobble on Gateron and Zelio switches.
Yeah, you freak.
Because of my awkward typing style, I often come in at keys from like weird angles, and that wobble helps like cushion it because it kind of bends a little bit when I come in from a weird angle, and it cushions my finger. Actually, it's not as rigid. So for me, it's awesome. Loud. I love the stock wobble on Gaterons. Works great for me. Do you have any more questions? Should probably wrap it up here soon.
Yeah. It's been 2 hours. We should wrap up.
Holy shit! It has been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Time just flew by. That's okay though.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Wait.
You're number one, but on top. No. Alright, I think nothing useful is going on in the chat.
I had to catch. I was like scrolled up too far. I was trying to catch up. Yeah, I don't see it anymore.
Raise your pinkies.
Raise your donkers.
Yeah, raise your donkers.
Raise your donkers. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Alvin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for hosting.
Thank you for last minute join.
It was good times as always. Thank you all for tuning in. If you liked this thing and you want to see us again, we will be on next week at 6 o'clock on Thursday in the U.S. Pacific time, just like we always are. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Shout out to Brian, who has a meetup on Saturday. If you're in the Seattle area, you should come. Shout out to Bektour, who has a meetup at the end of the month, the 29th.
With Alvin.
And with Alvin, both of you guys on the 29th.
I'm not sure where my head is, so.
29th.
29th.
And shout out to yourself.
And myself for 2 meetups, one on Saturday and one on the 21st. I'm going to talk just random words for like the next 5 seconds or so, just so when I turn off the stream, it turns off the right time, because people complain about me cutting it off too early. And now